name is Rich Lennon, and I am the Simple Real Estate Investor. And today we're going to talk about mindset, and specifically I'm going to talk about wholesalers' mindset. Now I'm going to just define a wholesaler as someone who assigns a real estate contract, right? You go out, you get it under contract, and then you're looking for the end buyer, a cash buyer, you assign that contract to them. And so I'm just going to refer to them as wholesalers. That's what we talk about them in my market anyway. So the mindset of the wholesaler in relation to, should I tell the seller that I'm a wholesaler rather than the end buyer? And I'm running into this a lot in my market, where I show up at a house and I'm interested in seeing the house. I show up at the front door and the wholesaler comes over to me and says, "Hey, seller doesn't really know that I'm looking to wholesale the property. Come on through here and, let's just, try to make an awkward situation better." And I just want to talk about that a little bit. And I just want to explain to new wholesalers why that's not a profitable thing to do. All right. And why it's also a terrible mindset thing to do. All right. So number one is, when you tell the seller that you're going to buy the property, you don't intend to buy the property, you're being dishonest with the seller. And eventually the seller's going to try to figure that out. And so if you're not open and honest with the seller up front, eventually along the way they'll figure that out. You'll have some type of confrontation. They may or may not be mad enough for you to try to take the contract back. They may be mad enough or not mad enough for you to, if you don't buy the house, it might come back and sue you. There's a lot of things that can happen when you enter into a contract and you're just not honest with the seller up front. I would highly encourage you to be honest with your seller if you're new to the business. People get caught up all the time with the seller wants that. I've been in that spot where you're sitting in the dining room and you're the only one there, and the seller's like, they're building a rapport with you and you're trying to show them that you're confident, and you let the word slip out that you've done this before, or maybe you represent that you have a little bit more experience than you do. I can't tell you what a terrible mistake this is. You're making the mistake of thinking you know what the seller wants to hear. Right? The seller just wants the truth. And maybe you're not the best person for them to do the deal with, and then that just becomes good business and you go on with your day. But I think you would find that if you're just humble and honest with sellers, that they will believe in you. And here's what always gets them for me, right? I use the same phrasing, terminology, and when I say, hey, I'm going to wholesale, and I've been in the business a long time, so maybe I have some credibility, I get past some of those barriers, right? But even today, when I'm in there considering whether or not to buy their home, and I say, hey, I'm going to maybe wholesale this deal, I might not want to get this deal myself, I might want to give it to my friends. I'll often say that. And then they'll say, well, why would I believe in you and not somebody else? And I don't think it matters if you're a business that does a lot of volume like I do, or if you're just getting new in the game. The next phrase is key. I simply say, I'm here. I'm in your living room. I hustle. How did I get here? Right? I'm here for a reason. Where's everybody else? Where's that realtor who's your friend? I'm here in your room. There's a reason I'm in your room. I'm good at what I do. I hustle hard. I'm here on a Sunday afternoon. Those are the things that you want to say, other than misrepresenting that you're the end buyer if you're going to wholesale. You have to change your mindset, and you have to convince the seller that you know that you can help them, even if you have fear within you. Right? Believe in yourself, have confidence, tell them the truth. And that's not even the reason why. Not even the reason that you might get sued if you misrepresent yourself, right? Not even that you might not get the deal and be able to sign the contract that day. But the real way you're going to lose money is you're going to lose money from me, right? So you're thinking about the mindset in that moment of the seller, and you haven't thought through the next week when you're bringing me in the door, right? So when I meet you outside and the first thing that you tell me is, hey, the seller doesn't really know what's going on, what does that tell me about you? It tells me a lot. Now, I might be able to go and make this transaction with you. I might be able to make a deal with you. You might have a great house. I might give you a check that day. but I promise you make a very real impression with me that lasts forever. And is that you're willing to not be totally forthcoming about a contract at the same time you're asking me to join you in a contract. Do you see the problem there? I want a wholesaler that I can trust. And I want a wholesaler that's just going to be honest with me. Because if it's not a deal for me, I just want to go down the road to the next deal. And if it is a deal for me and I put time into it and I make a commitment to it, I want to know that you're going to give me that commitment back. It's a bad mindset to be dishonest to the seller. Get through your own fear about the negativity that would come from someone saying, oh my God, I'm new to the business. The seller just wants their money. Build good rapport, tell them that you work hard, and if they say, hey, I want some killer professional that's done this 100, 200 times, hey, give them my number. My name is Rich Lennon, live right here in Richmond. I'll be happy to do the deal, walk on down the road. But I promise you, most sellers, they want to build rapport. They'd rather sell to a local person. Don't make it afraid to be your first deal. You really set yourself up mindset-wise for literally years to come. Because the people that are the buyers are the people that you want to become. You want to go from wholesaler to buyer. And so you want to travel the wholesaler circuit, and eventually you'll want to travel the buyer circuit. So don't convince all the buyers before you get there that you won't keep a contract or you won't be honest about the contract. I promise you that will be your largest source of lost income. It's not to the seller, it's to guys like me who come through the door. Anyway, I just want you to think about that mindset. Everybody does what they got to do. Be honest to the seller. It is the most powerful way. My name is Rich Lennon. I'm a simple real estate investor. I hope that helped.